Okay, so it's that time again. We are reaching our limit in our Morrowind world. We have 225 mods loaded. We must find a way to get more space for another nice mod. So we have to merge some of these mods to free one or more mod slots. And this can be not an easy problem, uh, not very much technically speaking, because it's very simple to uh, merge some mods technically if you do it properly in the construction set. And so far I never had problems doing this technically, but it could be a problem to choose the proper mods to merge, because there are many factors that could make the decision not so easy, and I will try to go through this process in this video, because I'm doing it for myself, but I think it's a common problem for user having a heavily modded setup. So I want to add these new mods, I want to free some slots, and I must choose some mods to merge. How can I do it the proper way? It's not so easy, because there are many things we can see. So for instance, I have this huge list. So what I'm trying to do is have some rules about choosing which mods are the proper candidate for merging. So my rule number one personally is this mod I want to merge something that is likely to be changed in the future? How often? So rule number one, if your mod candidate for merging is going probably to be changed in the near future and is going to be changed more than once, then it is probably better to not merge it. For a simple reason, because every time the mod is updated, you will have in theory to update it, and once a mod is merged with other mods, usually it is much harder to apply the changes or replace it with a separate mod version. So my rule number one is try to avoid merging mods that are going to change in the immediate future. And so rule number one. So rule number two, what are mods that usually are great to merge? Well, one criterion, I don't know how to say it, one thing that could be make a mod good to merge is it's a very tiny mod, a mod with very tiny size, because it is using one slot for something that maybe could be easily merged or changed, added to another mod easily. So what I will do is try to sort my mod list by size and look for small mods, very small mods first. That could be something that I could easily merge, but there's a big question here. First question, let's see this list. So I start with this one, for instance. Rise of House Talvani Heavish patch. So this is a very small mod, but it's a specific patch for a mod that probably is not going to change in the future because it's a very old mod called Heavish, and the other mod is Rise of House Talvani. So this mod probably is not going to change in the future, and that's a good thing. But we have problem number 2. This mod probably requires a very specific loading order because it's better to load it in a certain position after other mods. So it could be difficult to merge it properly with the original mod, or with the 2 original mods that the patch is for. So, in my opinion, better to not merge this. Let's start with this one. Mixed signposts. This is a very specific mod, adding scenic signposts, a very old mod, not going to change. So in theory this could be a good candidate to merge, but there's a very specific mod doing some specific things, so not sure about it. So let's write it down in our list. I would say this could be something we could merge if we don't find anything better. Okay, let's go with this. By the way, this mod is very unique because it's the one mod available that I know adding signpost with both Daedric and English text. So it's very good and unique. The one problem is the original textures are very small because it's a very old mod. So maybe you could try and process these original textures with some AI enhanced tool for resize, increase the size of textures. I done it with one of these tools and results are a little better. So something to consider if you are going to use this mod. Anyway, let's keep on looking for mods we could match together. So next one, not Clairvoyant Nervorin. This is a special MWSC Lua mod, adding only very few dialogue lines. In fact, just one dialogue lines be then used by the Lua code. Well, this could make it a good candidate because it's very small mod, but it's also a very specific mod that is used only by that Lua code. So not good to match in my opinion. As you can see, it's not easy. This could be a good one, a personal mod, but okay, let's go. I will just skip all the patches because we have seen reason why it's hard to properly merge a patch, because it's going to be loaded last after other mods and so on. These are special mods that maybe could be replaced by the future version, or change it to be some working with Lua and so on. We skip them. MZI mod, same reason. This could be a good one, but not easy, already merged, could change in the future to be a lure mod, but this is something I tweak every time I update, timer rebuild, so I sort of patch mod, not good. This is a special mod, but MWSC already merged. As you can see, there are many tiny mods that are not so easy to be merged because they are already patched, they are spatial, scripting, already merged. This is a spatial. Oh, this one could be something good to merge, because let's see, it's an armory mod, and in the Forgotten Shields artifacts by Painkiller Rider, it's an old enough mod to be probably never updated. I have already tweaked it, so it's an artifact and shield replacer. Could be a good candidate to be matched with other armory mods, for instance. Well, so point one, not updated in the future probably, so that's good. Let's see if this mod have some specific loading order restrictions, and to do this I will look for the mod in my MLOX, sorry for my pronunciation. I will say it MLOX, is it right? But it's a tool we use to sort our Morrowind mods automatically. So let's see if I have some rules for this mod. And to do this, I take starting of the mod name, Forgotten Shields, and open my MLOX settings. How can I do this? Well, I can just open my Morrowind folder, and probably there I have the MLOX folder, and I can look in these configuration files. So let's see. I go to my Morrowind folder. I'm using this tool, Double Commander, to navigate my files because it's much easier using a proper orthodox file manager. I really suggest you give it a try, or you can use another one, which is a shareware which is very similar, very powerful, called Total Commander. But this one is very good because it is a free open source program, so very good to manage your Morrowind. Anyway, we are in the main folder, Morrowind folder. I look in the MLOX folder, I sort by date, and the two files that are containing the MLOX data are the base, which is I will sort by name, MLOX base. Here it is. This is the base. It is something the MLOX database, which is not going to change because it's no more updated, but it has the basic settings for old mods. But you want to use this one, the MLOX _user.txt file, because here you are going to put all your personal settings for your module list. So I will open this one first and look for some rules I may have here for that mod. So file, edit, find, for instance, any text editor will do. I'm using one called Pad, but you can use Notepad, you can use anything, Notepad++, but you look for this mod rule. So let's see, forgotten sheets. I have one rule, putting this in this order. So it could be good to try and merge with one of these mods, because the order is something it could be not so easy, because it could have conflicts with other mods, because there are several rules I have used for this mod. So maybe not something so easy to match, because we should check what conflicts are with all these other mods. Okay, so we will write it down as a possible candidate for merging, but for now better to use something else if possible. So as you can see, not an easy task when you have such a long loading list. Anyway, let's write it down in our list. Oops, here it is. And let's go. So, Blight Bounties. This is another mod, not going to change, an old mod. Could be a good candidate. And let's see. Usual thing, we open the locks rules, user rules, we look for conflicts. Oh, that's good, no conflicts, no rules. Good. And now we have no personal settings for mlocks. We can look to the standard rules database to be sure. So we open it and look for the same, and we have no rules. So this is a good candidate, because we have no conflicts with other mods that we know, and we could easily move the mod to another position to merge it with another mods without big problems. So this is our number one candidate for now. So I will take it and put in my list of possible mod I can merge. And we go. It's a gameplay mod, so ideally I could merge it with other gameplay mods. But let's see if we can find another couple of mods that we could merge as we are here. So Windows Glow. This is a special mod I did, which is adding real lights to Windows glowing. For now, there are no equivalent Allure mods adding real lights to Windows. So I will not match it because I hope in the future there will be some mod like this and dynamically adding real lights to windows, but doing that from Lua. So far I think there is not a mod like this, but technically I think it's already possible, just nobody did it so far, so we will wait for it for now and not merge the mod, because obviously if you merge a mod then it is harder to remove it, very harder to remove it when the mod is obsolete and you don't want to use it anymore. So reason number 2, do not merge a mod if you think that you will not use that mod in the future anymore. Okay, that's really simple to understand, I think. So Hunter achievement. Again, a very old mods, not likely to be updated soon. A mod that I like and I think I will keep because it is a mod adding a book where you can see creatures you have killed and so on. In theory, maybe also this mod could be done with Lua, but I don't think that anybody will do something like that soon. So all in all, I think a mod I will keep and a mod I could match because not going to change in the future. So another good candidate, a miscellaneous mod that we could in theory match with no problems if there are no conflicts. So what we will do is look for conflicts as usual in our unlock settings, and so we go here and we look for the mod name or the start of the mod name, looking for rules. We have just these rules. But if we respect this order, we could merge it. But I'm not sure these are not some kind of conflicts. Well, let's see this. I have this rule I wrote down very long ago, so I don't remember why I have this rule setting. It could be just something not really important. So how can I check why I put this rule like this? I can look for conflicts of this mod with my loading list, the rest of my loading list, and see if those other rules are still something needed or not, and so on. So I will show you also how we can look for mod conflicts for a generic mod with the rest of your loading list, because this is one very important thing to do every time you add or remove or want to find the proper loading order to minimize conflicts and so on. You do this thing. There is some more recent tools like test preview to check for conflicts, but all in all I think the best tool to do something like this is still the old program called task conflict detector, task plugin conflict detector, which is a very old program but still the one working best for Morrowind so far. And why I say this, because it's very easy to check the whole list for conflicts. So steps are: file, choose plugins. If you have a loading list already set up, you use choose active plugins. Okay, so it will automatically load your loaded ESP, and it will use automatically in its checks the master file. So don't worry about having also the master file in the list, because they are automatically checked for conflicts. So it will load the ESP. Now as we are checking if we have conflicts with where is it, Hunter's Achievement mod, I want to remove this mod from my loading list. Yeah, so I look for it, press the H key and look for a pity you cannot sort them by alphabetical order, but we can easily find the mod because I have the H key. So this is the mod I want to remove from this potentially conflicting mod list, because this is the one mod I want to check against the other mods. So what I will do is remove this one here, and then I will go to check type, single versus, and add this mod to the master plugins. I type Hunters and I have my mod here. So why I do this? Because checking a single versus test will be very much faster than checking a full check, because a full check means that each and every mod in your loading list will check for conflict against each and every other mods in your loading list. And as you can imagine, having 255 mods already loaded is going to take a lot of time, while with a single versus check I have this mod against the other mods. So it's going to be hundreds of times faster in theory, and this is what I suggest you do. So choose one mod, check against the rest of your loading list. Okay, we are ready. Now we press the red arrow, and the program is going to scan for conflicts. This mod against the rest of your loading list all automatically and very fast, instead of having to add the mod list by hand. So we found no conflicts at all. So that rule I wrote there is something probably aesthetic, or to sort my mod entries in a certain way, but not really something needed for special conflicts. So this is a possible good candidate to be merged. So I will take this and put in my list. Okay, so to make things simple, I have found already two good candidates for merging. Mods that don't have conflicts, mods that don't have loading order, specific loading order rules, mods that are not going to be updated in the futures, mods I want to keep. So, good candidate in my book for magic. And I could look for another mod or two, just to gain a couple of slots as I'm doing the work for it. And all in all, I think I will keep this one as a last possibility, but I'm looking for another one mod to merge with these two. So let's go. I go up here and poison. This is an already merged mod, but I think I merged by author. These are two bit mods, so I prefer to keep them separated for this reason for now. This is a special house mod, so I don't want to merge it with some gameplay mod like the other two. Interior daylight, same thing about the window mod. This is a companion mod. Fireplaces, scenic mod, but going to have probably several conflicts. Palmora mod, town sounds mod, specific gameplay sounds, not good. Mines and caverns. This has a scenic mod covering a lot of cells, so maybe not. Also, this is one thing that is easily updated often. No, not a good candidate for magic. Containers mod, no. Inventory helpers. This is a old mod, but MWSC mod. No. This one, this could be a good candidate, but I hope to be able to update this mod, add quests for it, or someone has keeping the work on this mod because it is unfinished, but a very nice mod. And so I don't want to merge it because I hope in the future this mod will be updated. Let's go. A companion mod. Not going to be updated soon, but it's a companion mod. Not good to merge with the other. Oh, this definitely is going to be updated in the future. And also this one. This one, a companion mod. Oh, this one could be a good candidate. They are not the same kind of mods as the other two, but we have a classic mod by Akimaes Vantares adding guards to a lot of interiors, because this way you have it's harder to go and steal things, and not a mod that will be updated probably. And we have the Shrine of Mephala, a westerly mod which is sort of clothes and armors mod with a little quest and a couple of changes to some cells. Not going to update, and probably good enough candidates for merging. So let's see if we have conflicts here. And loading rules, we go there, we look for it. First we look for trespassing. I have no rules here. And let's look for shrine. And no rules. So I have no loading order personal rules for this one, and it could be another candidate for merging. So let's take it. And write it. It's already a merged mod, so maybe if you don't want to put a lot of mods together, but we need space, and all in all, I think these 3 mods could be merged all together without big problems. Okay, so we found 3 mods we want to merge. How can we do this, causing as few problems as possible? Well, first step is to put these mods one after the other in the loading order, and usually it's better to put the small mods at near the original position of the big one, because this way you are minimizing possible conflict, because in theory the small mods are the ones having the less conflicts because they are small. It's not always true, but I think all in all, usually that's the one thing you may want to do. Also, we are sure that none of these mods have already some special load ordering rules, because we checked for them first to be sure they are good candidates. So what I will do is put these 3 mods we want to match together so they are one after the other in the loading order. So to do this, I will go to mesh and sort by loading order, and then look for the mods. And then I will put them in the same loading order. Okay, so I'm using my old tweaked version of mesh. Let's try and do this. Before I will remove the lock times here. Let's try and do this with a more recent Polemos version of mesh, which most people are using, just to be more in line with what you are going to use probably. Okay, so we want to sort these 3 mods so they are in this order. And well, to look for them, the easier way is to sort my list in alphabetical mod name order. So I click on File here, so they are sorted alphabetically, and then I will look for my mods. Can close this. Okay, so not trespassing. I click and look for no trespassing. Here it is, and I will click it so it is you can see it is selected. And then we look for the second one, which is Blight bounties, which will be up. Here it is. So the important thing is we must select 3 of them, and to do this, like with the majority of Windows lists, you have to keep the control key on your keyboard pressed. This way you can select several items in a list and keep them selected. So remember the control key, the key which is to the bottom left of your keyboards. Okay, so we selected 2 of them, and now we look for the last one, which is Hunter's Achievement. Easy to find because we have sorted things in alphabetical order. And here it is. So I press the control key and click, and now I have all the 3 mods selected. Now I want to sort them in loading order, so I will right click here and sort by load order. I should have the mods still selected, and now I want to put them all together. How can I do this? In theory I could drag things here, but there are probably easier ways, and the easier way is, once you have them sorted by loading order, you're sure about it, okay, we can use a special feature which has been added to the latest version of Mesh, I think, by Polemos, that I added to my version, a toolkit version of the original Mesh, and that is an option that is present in the original test tool for sorting mods, and it is this thing that may seem something hard or with very few uses compared to drag and drop things, but in reality for this kind of problems we want to sort the mods to be one after the other, starting from a certain precise date. In this case it's very useful because we can also choose the mod before the first one. Let's look for it. So we have, this is the first one we want to merge, and the mod right before is this one. So I will click this also, and then I will let's see where it is, file. I will redate first selected file time. What this means is we will take the timestamp of the first one and redate the other 3 mods with that kind of timestamp. So they are one after the other. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, as you can see, we have redated them, so they are one after the other. We have these 2 conflicting because they have the same timestamp. So we can also put these things. Okay, this is not one we want to merge, and this is not one we want to merge. So what we want to do is put them after, probably. Okay, what we will do is we are still in loading order, so we will move down these things. Let's see. I start from this one and do the same thing with the list. Here, file, redate from first selected file time. As you can see, they are sorted, adding 1 minute, but respecting our date. But I want to do this also with this one. Okay, let's get a date in the future, like oh, we could just redate from current date, no problem. So we'll select this, everything until the end, and then I will control click and remove the one we want to stay there, which is blight bounties. I cannot see if it is selected or not because it's a red background. Okay, let's just move everything. Well, let's try this. Okay, file, redate from current system time, and now I should have no more conflict because, as you can see, we have our mods to merge now in no conflict order. And now we do the same thing. We choose the last one and do the same thing, starting from file, redate from first selected file time. And now we should be okay. Our list is sorted like it was in original loading order, but now we have our three mods that are no more conflicting with dates. So these are the mods: no trespassing, blight bounties, until achievements. So let's sort by alphabetical order. We look for no trespassing, and now we sort by loading order, and the mods should be, as you can see, one mod, 2 mods, 3 mods. No, 3 mods is not the one. I want this here. This is the one I want to my. Oh, can I drag and drop things? I can. Good. Oh, but sorted by this here because it started resorting with changing all the times here. Not sure I like this thing because I prefer a more conservative way to sort by drag and drop, because I may want to keep some spatial here, so I don't like this feature implemented like this. But for people that love drag and drop, I think it's good enough. I prefer more conservative sorting that I can achieve using the file redate and so on. But anyway, easy to change this. I can just start from here and redate my mods from the ESP. We are always on lowered order here, important. So as you can see, my ESM mods are dated 2004, and I will start dating my ESP mods starting from 2005. So I will select them all except the last two because they are updated. Oh, I will take them all, no problem. Okay, selected. And now I will redate file, redate, starting from a date in the year 2005. So for instance, 01, 01, and it should redate them in theory, if it works. Maybe I did not enter correctly, or maybe there's a bug here. Redate. I tried inserting manually, but maybe there's a bug. Oh, I must also use this format. Okay, let's try again. My mistake. Must be complete, probably. So this way. Okay, should be. Now it works because you see I have updated also input. I could just use this more easily. Okay, let's try. Oh, right. So we have our loading order starting from the proper year, because I want 2004 for ESM mods, and I want 2005 for ESP mods, and so on. And I have my days as I want them. These two are special because they are always loaded last, and their timestamp will be updated with the current timestamps each time they are generated, so no problem. But I have the rest of my mods set in 2005. If I want, for instance, to put a group of mods in a different years, I can with the same kind of file commands from mesh. And as you can see, All in all, I think that using the file redate command is more powerful than drag and drop, because you can choose from which date you want to start, while the drag and drop always recalculate all the list from the start, and so it put all your mods in 2003 year, and that's not something I'm really fond of, but it's maybe more easy to use for the common user. But I suggest you give these redate commands a try. Try to understand how they work, because they are very powerful if you get the gist of it. So in any case, final result is, in theory, we have our mods we want to match in proper loading order. So let's look for them. We have not trespassing. Here it is, sort by loading order. And we have finally the 3 mods in proper loading order, one after the other. And now they are good to match. Without causing big problems with our previous saves, because this is another important thing when you match mods. You have to match mods trying to correctly update your saves. So at this point, when you have moved the mods so they are ready to be merged, I suggest the next step before merging should be to try and load your saved games with this reorder list and then save, because this way you refresh all the state of your Morrowind list and saves status, and then when you are fresh again you make the real match, because I think this way it is easier to fix things if there are problems and to keep your whole Morrowind installation in a proper state. So we will do this now that we have sorted our list, so the mod to merge are one after the other. We will load our saves. I have some of them. So I will try this. Before doing this, I will sure I have a proper loading order. Trying to run mlocks again. I ran it 2 times. See if I have some. Maybe I have still some rule. Because this this was some new rules I have introduced. Maybe. Oh, because this one was in a different position. Okay, let's apply. The rules. Okay. Wow, this one must be updated as usual. Not a big problems. For now we will just save here. Okay, let's look for our mod. I think that's because there is still one rule in mlogs which is moving this here. I forgot to remove that rule. Okay, so let's do it. My mistake. I forgot to update this thing in mlogs. Let's do it. So we go to mlogs user and look for this. And I will just comment out this rule because this is moving my file again, and I want to merge this in that position, so I don't want this rule for Hunter's achievement to be applied anymore. I was forgetting this, sorry, but I'm doing this thing on the fly, so I make mistakes, but nothing really really a problem. We can just remove the rule and move the file again. But I will not use drag and drop. I will just redate this thing. So we can also see how to do this. Let's do it from the Polemos version. So what I want to do is move that Hunter's Achievement mod in a proper position here after Blight Bounties. Okay, so I look for Blight Bounties first and sort by file. Look for Blight Bounties. So what I will do is, to make things easier, I will just copy the daytime of the mod. Then I will go to Hunter Achievements and I will paste the mod daytime, but then I will add one couple seconds, and in theory should be right after. Let's see how the oh, it was there. Strange, it always go down. Okay, Hunter's Achievement. Here it is, sort by login order. Okay, so we now have 1, 2, 3 mods correctly redated. And let's see what mlox is saying. Not what I wanted to do. Let's try again from here. Okay, so I have removed that rule, old rule from mlox, and now the order is kept without problems. So now we have everything sorted like we want it, and we can now try and load our saves. And I will start Morrowind. Basically, I just want to load my previous saves. Hopefully there will not be problems, because in theory I am keeping the same mods loaded but with a different loading order, and this is one thing that should not cause problems if the mods are the same. But we didn't change the mods, we just changed the loading order of the same mods. And the modern version of Morrowind should have no problems changing the loading order this way. The important thing, you don't have changed mod content, only the loading order. If you change mod content, that's another kind of thing that could cause problem. But we will see if we have error messages and things like this. So all in all, merging mods technically is the easier things. Merging the mod in the construction set. The difficult things is to find the proper mods to merge, and then to keep them in the proper loading order, so they are one near the other. So I have my recent saves with different main character. Basically they are called Shiayu, but with a different surname, and they are Shiayu Sen, Greenelk, Likna, and Roston. So I will start from the last one, for instance, and load this one. So in theory we have different loading order, but should have not big problems. Crossing fingers anyway. It's a very long loading list. Takes some time. And probably it takes a little more time, because uh, when you change the loading order, probably there are internally some tests that the patched version of Morrowind is doing to update to the new loading order. But anyway, we are here with no error messages. So what we do now is to save a couple times this fresh loaded mode. I press my quick key to quick save, and then I do another save, name the save just to be sure with this character, which is called Shiayu Rollstone. And better to stop the music for now. Let's see if I can do it over here. Close this and close this. And I uploaded this thing, now saved, and now we load another one. So I have these new fresh new saves. I will load this one, Shiayu Likna, and do the same thing. Hopefully we will be able to load this save with no problems. One thing, when you load a save from a running game, sometimes the save does not start correctly. So if you have problems, maybe it's better to go out from Morrowind, restart Morrowind, and then try to load a different save, because sometimes you can solve problems this way if you have problems, but we did not have problems. And so I will do the same thing. I have this new character, which is Shiayu Likna. I will quick save first and then make a new save. No, sorry, save. New save game. Shiayu Likna. Okay. And this is my second updated save. So far so good. We will do the same thing with Shiayu Green Oak. We load the old save and then we resave it with our updated loading list. So this is a suggested procedure. Every time you want to do some changes to your mods, edit them in the construction set, it's better to have a fresh status with your saves and so on. Okay, so we do quick save first and then another save with this character name, which is Shiayu Green Oak. Save. New save. And that's it. And I think we have the last one. Greeno. Oh, which is called Shiayu San. And here it is. So I did update the saves for 4 different character I was playing. And this is really important if you want to keep your Morrowind status fresh and updated every time you do some changes, editing your mods. Because this way you sort of uh, can solve some errors in your saves before changing uh, other mods and so on, and adding other arrows and so on. So she's called Jiayusan. Save, new save. Jiayusan. Right, and we did it. So we go out here. We look in mesh for our saves, and as you can see, they are fresh colored saves with our updated list. We could, as we are here, we could check for errors. We do a repair all in one of them just to see what if we have problems with them. This thing is going to be a long video. I was not thinking about going in such details, but all in all, I think that's something that could be useful to see, because these are common problems that you may want to solve while maintaining a long loading list. No problems found. So very good. We can do remove debris cells. That's something every now and then it's good to do. But perfect, we have no problem whatsoever. We can do it for another of the saves just to be sure. But oh, we found a bad reference here, so we can fix it. And when you find bad references, better to remove the results. Okay, and as we are here, let's do it also with the other one. Repair all. It's an old one. Oh, sorry, not this one. Must do with this one. Okay. These are not really big problems, but as we are here, better to oh, found more here. Okay, so let's fix also this one, and then we go to remove debris cells. I think we are okay with this. Okay, now our saves are fresh and clean, and we can do the real work. We can merge those 3 mods using the construction set. So here are the 3 mods we want to merge. They are in proper loading order, one after the other. So technically speaking, now we start the real work, which is merging the 3 mods in construction set. because the construction set is still the best tool to do such work. Because in my experience, the construction set has no problems, 99% no problems while merging mods. If you have problems, it's probably because problems were present already in the separated mods. But merging works very well if you do it properly. So let's do it properly. We start the construction set. And how can we merge properly the mods? We can open the load master plugin files here, or file data files. It's the same thing. So we can load our mods. We choose, we could avoid this, but important thing, we look for the first mod. No trespassing. I press the N key until I find it. Here it, oh, it was there. Here it is. And the rest of the mods should be right below because we already ordered them. So pay attention because this is the important thing. We must select the mod, check the mod here. Double click. But the important thing, none of them must be set as active file. This is very important. This is a common mistake that some people do trying to merge mods. You don't have to set an active file. You have to check them, select them, double click them, but do not set as active file. And then we press OK. You have not set a file as the active file. Do you wish to continue? Yes. This is what we want to do. Now what happens is usual messages about standards, warnings, and so on. But now the construction set will load the data from all these mods. Now we want to do anything except go here, File, and choose Combine Loaded Plugins. Combine plugins, this selection will export all the currently loading plugin data. Do you wish to continue? Yes. And we must choose a name for our new merged mods. And so, what name could we use? We have well, usually I do something like this. I just add a plus sign, and if the mod is, I did something stupid here. Okay. If the mod is not too, or name is not too long, you can do something like this. Right. So I add the mod names, more or less, trying to maybe make it short, a little shorter, like using this kind of camel case, so we can gain some character, but not so really important. The length of the mod names usually is not a problem, but just to make things easier to find in the mesh panel. Okay, so this will be our new merged mod name, and I will paste it directly here. So I will call this new merge this way. And so the construction set will create this combined mod. We can close it. We should have a new mod here. And here it is. So a fresh new mod. We can clean it as usual, because the construction set will as usual create some cells that we don't want to keep, and also we clean it with first we clean it with test tool, and second we clean it with task-free command clean, because it's always good to use both the tools for cleaning things, because each of them can clean something that the other one is not able to clean. And I will do it again just to be sure. So execute. Right. So now that the mod is clean, I can, in theory, replace those 3 mods with this one and gain my slots. But before doing this, a very important thing is we must be sure that we do things properly. So when we update the mod, our saves will keep working correctly. And how can we do this? We can do this using mesh updaters procedure, and this is a simple thing to do, but I suggest first thing you do in this case is to give the new mod the same date, the same timestamp as the old mod, because this way, but I want to change, put a plus here first. Okay. I want to give this new mod the same timestamp of the old mod, which is so by order. Okay, the last one we want to merge, so I will get the timestamp of this one, copy, and give it to the new one. Okay. So now we will do the proper updaters with mesh. So I will right click the new mod version. I repeat, you right click the new mod version. Okay. Then you look for updaters, and then you add the old version of the mods you are updating. So we want to add our hunters achievement we want to add where it is the notice passing, and we want to add the blight bounties. And we want blight bounties. So this will make Mesh able to correctly update our saves without having problem with the references and so on. So we did it, and we are ready to do the update. So now we go to saves, click our saves, look for our first mode, which is notice passing. No. Oh, here it is. And we change this one to the new one. Which is called blah blah blah, very long. We do the same with this one. I will copy the long name so it's faster. As you can see, I'm changing all the free mods to the new version of the merged mod. So the old free version now have the same name, which is the new one. And very important, once I did this, I must save. Because if I don't save, the changes I do are not proper. I do the same thing here. The blight bounties. And this one. And then this one. This one. And so on. I will do it for the first one because we have seen how to do it. This one. Okay, I could do it also for these two saves. Well, let's do it just to repeat, to show you again. So notice passing, right click, change to paste the proper name, right click. No, not this one. Where is it? Oh, sorry, not was not the right one. This is the right one. Okay. Change, change, and change. Okay, save. And the last one. Change, change. Okay, I think this one, well, I can skip it. Okay, now we have updated our save. Time to update our loading order. So I will remove the old version. No trespassing. Hunter's achievement. And the last one, I don't remember. Blight bounties. And instead, we use our new mod, which is starting with no trespassing. Here it is the new long one. Okay. So in theory, we should be okay. This one, oh, I can delete it. I have another copy. Okay, and now we have the loading list, which is perfectly synchronized with our saves. We can update our no trespassing with information from the previous versions, like this information, for instance. I will copy paste things to be faster. The author. And timestamp is not important. So I can get this. And maybe the blight bounties information. We will not be able to put everything because the space is not enough, but it's good to have this information somewhere. So I will paste it to the readme maybe. But anyway, let's get our information from the information field. And the author name. So I will use this information and add it to the readme of the final mod, because this is probably useful information to have. And this is the author. All right. Okay, so in theory, I would love to have all this pasted in our new mod, but we have not enough space for this. Anyway. Our long version. First thing, we have different autos. I'm not sure we can put everything in one field. So what I'll do is put various autos in the autos field and save. And then we can paste the some of this information, like no trespassing by Antares. And so on. Then we have blight bounties by Ivza. And finally, okay, let's do it. Enter achievements. And for now I will stop here, but important thing is we will have a readme that we will upgrade with the final name of the big mod, like this. I will rename it to the complete mod. I will remove this ESP and put this, and then I will update the content of this readme with the readmes from the other mods. I will not do it now because I have to stop here for now, but you got the idea. You try keeping the information for the single mods in your readme. For now I will paste edit doc and paste this information here, and then I will look for the other readmes of the old mods and update the readme. But in short, this is something that you can do anytime. It will have no consequences in your saves or your loading list and so on. But good to know. In short, we changed and remove the free mods, replacing them with the matched version using just one slot. And we have now, in theory, 2 new mod slots available. As you can see here, and this is a very important thing because, you know, we can now add new mods to our loading list, keeping our loading list and our saves synchronized. So thanks for watching and see you next time.